I have some King Beauty eyelashes that I have not yet tried today. How cute is this packaging that the lashes come in? The shape of a butterfly makes me think of something very gentle, very sparkly pink. And I must admit, when I received the package, which was actually during my first trimester, I didn't feel so good because for some reason sparkly colors of pink and purple made me feel nauseous. Can't explain why, very weird. But I'm a lot better now. I can deal with it and it's cute, just a little bit overpowering with the color at the moment. I like the packaging anyway, just the shape of it. So I wonder if there's anything in here that gives us a name of what type of lashes they are. So I ordered a couple of different types, but we're just gonna go with these ones as of today. If I can get hold of their name, of course I'll list it below, but for now, these are the lashes I'm going to try on today. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I don't think I have felt more like myself in a while. So when I say feeling like myself, I mean I was able to wear lashes today. I am doing a full face of makeup. I feel like a brand new person and still pregnant. So I can't believe I haven't mentioned this already, but I want to welcome you to part 2 of the Senegence history and my thoughts about using the Senegence products. So I didn't go into detail or explain any of the products that I used at the beginning, and if you have any questions, because I may miss out on explaining one or two, then you can always type down below that you want to know a little bit more about a certain type of product, because I haven't really gone into detail. So I feel that the best part of skincare is to have a face wash, okay? And in Senegence, we don't call it a face wash, we call it a 3-in-1 cleanser. So let me talk about that. I've got my trusty book again, so I'm able to refer and explain in more knowledge and detail about anything that we're talking about. Alright, so when it comes to the 3-in-1 cleanser, this triple action cleanser works to cleanse, tone, and hydrate while helping to maintain skin's moisture, and it effectively removes dirt and oil. I mean, how could you go wrong with that? So now that I've been back in Senegence and we're in year 2021, there are 4 types of skincare. Well, if you've ever been to somewhere like Woolworths, Kmart, Big W, and you look at their skincare, right, you may notice that these are separated. So there'll be a toner bottle, there'll be a face wash bottle, and you could be using some other type of treatment afterwards just to keep your skin healthy, like a moisturizer. So that's what I think most people would normally do, is have those 3 bottles, right? You would have one so that you can start off by washing your face, and then you can use the toner because that's going to help with any sort of patchiness or you know, texture on your skin, and it could remove any sort of makeup or products that you've used on your skin the night before, and then by having a moisturizer it seals it in place, okay? Well, that's why Senegence created the 3-in-1 cleanser as just one product, so you don't have to spend so much on having a cleanser, a toner, a moisturizer, or 2 moisturizers in this case, because in Senegence there's a daytime moisturizer and there is a nighttime moisturizer. So what I used today was a 3-in-1 cleanser, and that was to wash my face and get rid of any sort of dead skin cells, and this is an exfoliating product as well. Completely and utterly important, so that it doesn't just clear up the surface of your skin, but it actually goes a little bit deeper and gets the parts of, you know, underneath your skin that you may not really be considering, because they're the reason why you could have clogged pores. And so followed by that, I use this moisturizer. This is the daytime moisturizer. Now, this is for normal to dry skin, okay? So when we talk about normal to dry skin, my belief is that you have skin that is oily in some areas but dry in others. And when I say oily, I mean it's the condition of the weather that makes your skin oily. Because I live in Australia and it's a very dry country, those of you who are from Australia, live in Australia, you know what I'm talking about. It's not like somewhere in Malaysia or Singapore where it's more humid. That is where I'm more likely to break out. But because I live in Australia, currently, that's why I would use a normal to dry moisturizer. So I have areas of my skin where, let's just say I have more open pores around my cheeks, possibly around my chin. It was a great place to live, but the humidity was something that my skin wasn't really able to balance itself. And now that I'm in Australia, I break out less. And usually the reason I break out is because of the nutrition I have, or it's the products that I'm using. Anyway, I don't have to concern myself about the weather here. So, normal to dry is like this, but there is also a normal to oily. I really don't know how much it cut out. So if I'm repeating myself again, I'm completely sorry. We have normal to dry and normal to oily. Normal to oily does also have a lid, but I can't find it at the moment. And you know what? They're both open, they're both mine, and I would not sell anything that I have used myself. It would be way brand new, okay? So they both look the same, as you can see. Not too much of a difference, maybe slightly in color, but the ingredients are incredibly different. So please don't get muddled up with the ingredients. I want to say that with normal to oily skin, that would be for someone who has a T-zone area that, you know, produces more oil, and you would feel it on your skin. At the end of the day, you'd look at your face in the mirror and you would see that there are very shiny parts of your face, but it wouldn't be shiny as in glowy. It's more like just thick sort of oil that you may be producing. Anyway, let's talk about the different ingredients so that we can understand why you wouldn't want to mix them up. Okay. When I started Senegence, there were only 3 types, and actually I think in Australia it was more like they were just selling 2 types of skincare. So I'm really grateful now that Senegence has 4 different types which focus on dry, normal to dry, normal to oily, and I believe this one is oily to acne, okay? So, because I've only got those 2 bottles in front of me, I think it's fair for me to explain them a little bit more in detail. Of course, if you want to know more about the dry one, I haven't tried the dry because my skin isn't dry, and when I think about dry skin, that's more flakiness. I don't have that. But in saying that, I can always find out from other friends and family that have tried it, that product for dry skin, whether they would recommend that to you, and also the oily to acne. I haven't tried oily to acne yet. So the daytime and nighttime moisturizers are completely different as well, and they do come in different bottles. We can discuss that in another video, so let's just focus on the daytime moisturizers today. Okay, so for normal to dry, it includes vitamin B, which hydrates and promotes healthy skin. It has sodium hyaluronate. If I say this wrong, I apologize. I find that word really tricky to pronounce. Which protects against moisture loss. Okay, when you have dry skin, that's really your body saying, I need more moisture to help me. It also includes aloe leaf juice, which calms and soothes the skin. Now, for those of you who are concerned at all about strong smells, I can honestly tell you that the normal to dry, I hardly smell anything. And can I just conclude that I'm pregnant? So when it comes to products, I really do not like anything strong at the moment. I can't handle it. Physically, it just makes me feel sick. It doesn't really matter too much about the type of smell. It's just if it's amplified, I can't have it. So I can say, being a pregnant woman, normal to dry moisturizer for the day is perfect. It works. Then you have the normal to oily, and that includes jojoba. That also promotes soothing and calming. It has squalene or squalene, and that is a natural moisturizer. And it has allantoin, and that promotes healthy skin. So here, from what I've just said, the two different products are not just different, but they include different ingredients. So it depends what your skin needs more of or is lacking as to which product you would use for yourself. So we have talked about some of the skincare products, and you will notice that in the beginning of the video, I don't just put on skincare, I also use a little bit of makeup, and that is something that I want to also mention because I have the bottles in front of me and it just makes sense to show you what they look like. So, primer. Now, I don't believe that this is specifically the same as a face primer, but it does help with any texture on your skin. And what I love about this primer, which I've almost finished, so I am ready to get a new one, is that it has this beautiful fruity smell. So this is actually a smell that I can handle at the moment. Because I actually enjoy eating fruits at the moment, I don't mind the fact that this is fairly fruity. And so to go into detail a bit more about this type of product, I used it before I applied foundation. And it's known as the Silk Primer and Pore Minimizer, which is this one right here. Okay, so the perfect base for a flawless face. That's usually why I use face primers, so that if you do have any texture or patchiness or dark areas on your face, this will probably help reduce that a little bit. We do have a specific brightening cream, and we do also have a under eye dark circle cream, but this one is mainly just for, as I said, patchiness, any sort of wrinkles as well, I believe. So Silk primes skin by diminishing the appearance of enlarged pores, which is why I apply it on my cheeks, as I know that's my area of large pore. absorbing oil, blurring fine lines, could be, you know, I think they're called crow feet. It seems like elderly ladies have that, and it's something that they're concerned about. I don't think it's something you need to be concerned about. I think it's more if you just want to reduce that a little bit. We're women, right? We like to look beautiful when we can, and if we notice that something is a little bit better than it was before, we feel a lot more confident in ourselves. That's really what that's all about. And so it does help with any imperfections. I have scars, so I know for a fact that I like having a pore silk minimizer on because the scars won't show up as much when I have applied foundation afterwards. And it offers any sort of anti-aging benefits. And so that's why I feel what's really great about Senegence is it helps a wide range of ages, from, you know, children to people in their 70s even, that find their skin maybe needing a little bit of help in some way. But rather than going to a doctor and being concerned that they have a problem with their skin, by having Senegence, they can figure out this for themselves and have people like us just to sort of guide them if need be. So it just gives you that option of looking at ways to heal your skin yourself and with the help of others, but not thinking that the reason you have skin problems is because you know, you need a specific type of treatment, and that you'll have regular checkups with a doctor. Like, you may just try this and find that it works for you. Anyway, we'll get into that later. So what you can do is use alone for naturally beautiful skin. I don't even have to put foundation over the top, but I like to because I just love the feeling of having that layer of foundation on my skin, knowing that I'm putting makeup on, or use this, yeah, before Make Sense foundation. And so the foundation that I use, moving on, is the shade Cafe au Lait. I was saying this to my friend the other day when I caught up with her, is that when I started wearing makeup, I could not find the right type of foundation for me. And I would go out wearing lighter shades because I was starting out with makeup, not knowing how much to spend on it, going into places like Kmart, Big W, looking for tubes of foundation. And being in Australia, you know, the majority of people here have lighter skin color, and so I would go there thinking maybe there'll be something for my skin, and usually there wasn't in a drugstore place, so I needed to find stuff online. And thank goodness I came across this, which is Make Sense foundation. And the great thing about it is it blends to your color pigment. This is actually the closest color to my skin color anyway, so I don't feel the need for it to blend to my skin pigmentation, but it can. So I have used other shades of Senegence foundation as well that were a little bit too light, but once I put them on my skin, even though they looked light before I applied them, after they were on my skin, they just seemed to work. Like, the color just changed a little bit to suit me. That's what I'm saying, and I'm really pleased with that. And I love the Make Sense foundation. Also the fact that it's very light on my skin. I don't feel like it's heavy. You know, some foundations have a really strong smell, or they feel really thick for your skin, that you know, the only way you can describe it is it feels like there's cake on your skin, and then you notice cracks around your nose area. I don't have any problems with that when I'm using Make Sense foundation. And you noticed as well, or you may have seen, that I used a powder afterwards, which is also very light. It's not, doesn't make a mess because of the tube it's in and the fact that it's got a brush attached to it is a translucent loose powder in the shade Natural. So going back to the foundation, that was Make Sense. That's Cafe au Lait, the name of the shade, and then using a translucent loose powder afterwards, just to sort of help with any you know, different layers of the foundation. This just smooths it out a bit more. I really love having the foundation and the powder together, because then I already know my face is sealed in for the day. I don't have to be worrying about water, or you know, thinking that my makeup isn't waterproof, because it is, and I can get into a swimming pool or a shower wearing this. Not that I'd advise you to do that, because of course you got to have boundaries with your skin and know that you don't necessarily need to have a shower or wash your face when you have a foundation on. You want to take that off and then, you know, really help your skin. But at the same time, it's nice to know that if somebody out of the blue just throws a bucket of water at you, you're not going to be feeling sad or concerned, because your makeup will still stay in place.